And that shit
crazy.
My nigga Lil Chris too, man.
Yeah, our pretty little Chris. He was a cool, funny ass nigga, man. That shit threw
I was locked up with Chris, man. Me and Chris got into a fight in that bitch and went to the hole and shit. Man,
how do you fight Chris? Like, what the fuck did Chris do?
Me and Chris, we was that nigga was
like sibling type shit.
Yeah, we was in that bitch. Me and Chris was like best friends in that bitch, bro. We was together all the time, right? Mm-hmm. So it happened on a motherfucking basketball court. We was playing basketball.
Niggas knowing each other too much.
We fucking each other. I guess I don't know. He said I was hacking him, but I don't know. I guess I was aggressive or whatever. So he was like,
prison ball, I heard he aggressive.
Definitely, even outside, he aggressive.
He said, man, stop following me or whatever.
Prison ball aggressive.
It's aggressive, but yeah. You get good round.
They say y'all niggas play like the niggas in the 70s.
Man, it's niggas in that hell no. It's niggas in that bitch who can play in the league right now. I guarantee you.
Why nigga RJ in that bitch? That nigga cold. And that's how he is. That's how he makes some money in that bitch hooping and shit. Man. So I'm like, man.
There's niggas in that bitch. There's niggas in that bitch who play in the league. Who was on practice teams in the NBA. It's real hoopers in that bitch overseas.
All right. So with the music, how did you make any connections in that bitch that you think will help you out here?
No, I'm already a little connected. I'm connected with, like, my brothers already rapping and shit. Yeah. That was really my only music connection.
Man, he had some bars, and then he threw you on what's the name? That nigga what's the name? Welcome to Our Side, nigga came on that bitch. Free L, nigga. Free my brother, fuck your brother, nigga. I'm like
I walk in a strip club, they be playing that shit. Not here, I be like, damn. They just said my name. That's cool.
Yeah. Did you know all the songs before you got out?
He was telling me about it. He was telling me about all the shit. Yeah, I'm throwing you in shit. Ooh, man, I keep your name alive. I'm like, damn, that's
he definitely.
I'm like, damn, that's what's up. But you gotta think. I got 10 years to do. But they tell me I'm on the phone with PZN period. Them niggas like, shit, bro. We just started rap. Woo. Man, you just 2009. I'm like, I got 10 years to do. I'm like, damn, that's what's up, bro. Go ahead, don't do your thing or whatever. I ain't thinking about that shit.
Nigga, 2012, nigga, your name was classic. Niggas was switching, you know what I'm saying? Switching, you know how niggas make captions off rap songs. Niggas switch your name, put they nigga name, you know what I'm saying? So, nigga, there's some classic ass lines about L about this bitch. And then shit, Lil Perry, he going hard. I feel like he should just change his shit to Big P. I don't think he gonna like niggas calling him.
He say Big P, but yeah, I don't know. He eating off Lil Perry, so shit. I guess he gonna keep that motherfucker Lil Perry.
Like Boosie did, cause you know what I'm saying. Cause you know Perry, like he looked like a nice guy, but Perry ain't no friendly ass.
That nigga ain't no. How the hell you? That nigga. He been like that. That nigga been on that shit. That nigga been on that tip, dog. If you call, we used to, cause he was our little brother in the hood. Me and my brother Vernon and shit. He was like our little brother. So we'd be fucking with him and shit. Like, man, you all light skinned ass. You call that nigga light skinned, he probably going your shit. Yeah. So don't ever call that nigga light skinned like he used to look like Genuine and shit. I used to call that nigga Genuine and shit. That nigga used to hate that shit, dog.
Yeah. Shit, RP Troy B too. Shit.
Man, hell yeah, that's my little bro. I got him tatted on my arm and shit.
Yeah, that shit came on left field in a bit.
Yeah.
Cause I'm like, man, that shit just.
I remember P was the first nigga who told me about that shit. I called him. I called him on the phone and shit. 2013 in the summertime. Matter of fact, I remember that exact day. Called him. He like, bro, they didn't kill my brother. I'm like, damn. I'm in here. You ain't got no brothers. I'm like, damn, who you talking about? He's talking about Troy. I'm like, oh my god, that shit hit home so hard because I ain't never really had nobody that close to me like that. So that shit hit hard. That shit hit me hard as fuck. Man, especially how they had left him like that shit. That shit was fucked up.
The whole scenario and all that shit didn't add up.
It's another bullshit Detroit story, man. No reason. It's another bullshit.
That's basically what that whole scenario was.
Yeah.
Then I don't know, like that year it was like a lot of niggas, you know what I'm saying, getting hit. But I feel like right now this year it was a lot of niggas that got hit. But I feel like it's gonna be more because of that scam with the unemployment because a lot of people got guns. a lot of niggas didn't have guns. Like that's why, like I never understood that saying you need money to go to war.
Man.
You know what I'm saying? You need artillery and all that shit.
Niggas got money. They fighting over money. Now that they got mixed that shit with the guns and shit.
But niggas was just before that. Niggas was just fighting over broke shit. Like it's niggas that don't care about getting money. They just want to shoot people. And I'm like, that shit is weird. Like, you know what I'm saying? You know how niggas be like, niggas don't go to war over money. You know what I'm saying? As long as you don't fuck with my family and my money, we good. This nigga just be on the internet. In the comments beefing. I'm like, you mad at a nigga for a comment? A nigga, you took a comment out of context. That's why I'm like, I joke a lot. So, you know what I'm saying? I irritate people. You feel me? So, I know I do. So, you know what I'm saying? So, if a nigga be like, hey, cuz, you know what I'm saying? Nigga come at me aggressive. I can explain that shit. But if we go past me like, dog, I ain't on that shit. You know what I'm saying? I was just joking. If we have to go past that, then it's that. But if anything other than that, I ain't tripping on it. It was a nigga wrote me like, hey, bro, like, you know what I'm saying? What you on? I'm like, what you mean? He like, you know what I'm saying? It seemed like you on my bumper. I'm like, nigga, I joke with everybody, dog. Don't take this Facebook serious. Right. He like, oh, all right. And just put laugh out loud. And he could have been on some bullshit like, nigga, fuck you. Don't play with me like that. Right. You see what I'm saying? Right. But he just was like, okay, I know this nigga. You know what I'm saying? So now he see that nigga. I'm like, nigga, it ain't that. But I'm like, nigga, I remember one time.
Right, that Instagram, Facebook shit, like, it be a lot of, I'm a humorous motherfucker, right? It be a lot of like shit that's going on. I be at the crib. I had so many comments I want to get on. Like, bitch, you stupid as hell. Like, nigga, you dumb as fuck. Woo, woo, woo. But I know how that
come from that.
But I'll be joking. Oh, I'm gonna be joking. Like, man, but you gotta look at. You gotta think for the next motherfucker. You be like, okay,
yeah. See, I try not to put my pride into that Facebook shit, cause you know what I'm saying. As long as a nigga ain't playing with my kids on that bitch, you know what I'm saying. I be like, I try to like rationalize with a nigga, cause I'm like, damn, what I said, cuz could took it like this. You feel me? But a lot of times I be like, dog, as long as I don't say no super aggressive shit, then it ain't that. Right. You know what I'm saying?
That one thing though, I get on Facebook mainly. I'm either saying some goofy ass shit, or I'm promoting music or some business shit. If I ain't doing that, I'm not on there venting. I ain't on there doing none of that shit, because I feel like
my grandma.
That's a good It's a good platform to actually make some money on that motherfucker. If people just get out their feelings and go on that bitch and be like, okay,
so everybody got me on that crying shit, because niggas, I can't cry on Facebook.
No, I can't. Why the fuck would you?
Niggas be on that bitch.
What's crying on Facebook to a motherfucker?
If somebody would post a picture with tears, like, you know what I'm saying, and snot bubbles and shit, I'd be like, what the fuck? Like, how did you take that? Like, because you know when anybody in here, right? You take a picture of yourself before you press send to anybody. It can be to your woman, your nigga, whoever. You look at that bitch. You feel me? How you crying? Look at the picture. Like, this is a good crying picture.
Man.
You feel me? Attention. I look good crying in this. I look sad.
For attention, for real, but you gotta think though, that shit, it all depends on how you wanna use it. People get on that bitch, I don't know, that they don't see the potential in that play. Everybody, once you sign up for Facebook, you got your own platform. It all depends on how the fuck you gonna use your shit. We get on that bitch. I get on that bitch every time I'm like, okay, this nigga, he promoting something. I'm promoting something. Like everybody, a lot of people who I actually interact with in inbox and all that shit. It's about business. It's not about. It's about going on that bitch, bro, promoting your music, promoting my shit, like inboxing shit. That shit. It's about business, man, at the end of the day, man. Fuck all that.
I agree, because I'm like, man, there's a lot of money, you know what I'm saying, to be made. Then there's a lot of niggas be hating. Like, it'd be a nigga doing what you do. But I'm like, nigga, you don't do it how I do it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
But you gotta think, though, everything that you're gonna do, somebody, you gotta think, everything that you do, somebody already done it. So,
it's a book called Still Like an Artist. I want to read that bitch. I ain't read that.
Who wrote that?
I don't know, but I seen somebody reading it one time. I was on a picnic, and there was this lesbian couple. I asked them about it, and they was reading a book called Still Like an Artist, and it was basically what you were saying. Somebody, you know, ain't
right. Somebody did it. Somebody
so it's just basically you
right.
patenting your
Right.
own shit.
Somebody did it before you. You do it. Somebody gonna eventually do the same shit that you doing. It's like it's a never ending cycle of hustles. You know what I'm saying? So you just gotta make sure you doing it better than the previous guy and the guy that, and the motherfucker, and stay ahead of the motherfuckers that's coming after you. That's all you gotta. Man, that's all you gotta do for real.
So when you came home, you